Hi everyone, today I'm out here with the brand new Nikon Zf, a really cool retro-inspired camera from Nikon. And I'm shooting with the 24-70 f4, which Nikon also provided. They've provided me both of this camera and the lens for testing for a couple of weeks. And I'm out here in the forest. There's all kinds of fall colors and some beautiful little mushrooms popping up out of the moss. And it's gonna be a great day for photography. Let's get started. So if you've ever wanted a digital camera with manual style controls, like with an old film camera, this is the camera for you. Just look at those beautiful dials. All these manual settings, all available on the camera with physical controls. That is really, really nice. You can see even here, even though I'm using a lens without a manual aperture ring, that in that little window there, you can see it shows the aperture. And I think that is really neat. I love it. Now, one thing I love about the Nikon Zf is that it's got a fully articulating display, which, as you can see, is closed right now, and that makes for a really excellent film camera-like experience. Now, with it closed, it prevents you from, just looking at your picture every time you've taken it. You can use the viewfinder like a film camera, snap your shot, and then not have to look at it every time, not be tempted to look at it, which is really nice if you want a more authentic film camera like shooting experience. And I really like how it's implemented here in the Zf. It feels very rugged, very durable, and of course it's great for doing vlog style photography. This is one of the best Nikon cameras you can buy if you're vlogging. Really, this is fantastic for filming yourself. And I also actually personally I like having the screen off center like that. I actually really prefer shooting with the screen off to the side if I'm shooting with the main screen and not the viewfinder. And so that's pretty nice. So the Zf makes for a fantastic travel camera. It's very lightweight and it also has a pretty slim profile. Furthermore, it takes standard SD cards, meaning that if you run out of memory while you're on a trip, pretty much any convenience store will have an SD card that you can just buy and you're good to go. It also takes the standard Nikon NH something or other. I can't remember the exact number, but it's the standard batteries that you use in the Z6 or the Z7 or the Z8. Or even some of Nikon's older cameras like the D800. It's a very standardized battery, which means that if you're already shooting with Nikon, you probably already have some of these batteries to use with it. In any case, it's a great travel camera and a very convenient, and I really like the way it's set up for purposes of travel. So the ZF has a full-frame 24 megapixel sensor that delivers fantastic image quality. I have zero complaints about how this camera renders images. They're beautiful. Really, all the Nikon mirrorless cameras that I've used have delivered beautiful images. It's why I continue to shoot with them almost exclusively, because I absolutely love Nikon's color science. They make fantastic lenses, and I couldn't be happier with the images I'm getting out of the ZF. Now let's talk about price and value. The ZF costs $2,000, which is a pretty penny. However, for a full frame camera, that's about what you'd expect to pay, especially given the features available in this camera. And it's around the same price as a Nikon Z6 Mark II, and honestly, I would choose this over the Z6 Mark II any day. Just because I love shooting with this. It's quite a fantastic experience to do photography with. So I'd actually say it's a pretty good value for money. Now, of course, the real joy of the Nikon ZF is the ability to set all of your settings manually on the camera and, really have that tactile experience. But if you want, you can always just set it to auto right there and then just shoot with it like any point-and-shoot camera. Of course, you're kind of defeating the point of owning this camera then, but it's an option if you want it. I would actually say this is a great camera for beginners learning photography because you have all these physical controls. you can really get to grips with how they affect the picture and really, you know, get that tactile experience of changing your settings rather than just changing them all on a screen. So I think overall this is a great camera for just about anybody. So the Nikon Zf is perfect for using with vintage lenses such as this. I've got the 55mm micro Nikkor f3.5 on here. It produces fantastic images and it looks great on the Zf. And works great on the Zf. You got focus peaking, you got all these manual controls. Yeah, there's no better camera around to use with vintage lenses. So the Nikon Zf is actually a really tough little camera. Surprisingly so, actually. It's made of carbon fiber and magnesium and is fully weather sealed, which is really important here in Western Washington in late autumn. It's actually drizzling right now, and I've done a lot of photography with this camera in misty, light rain conditions. You know, I haven't really taken it out in soaking wet conditions. And of course, with this vintage lens and adapter, it might not be as well water sealed as it might. It would be with a more modern lens attached directly to the camera. But it is nonetheless really tough, fairly water resistant camera and great for shooting in a wet and wild environment such as this. So after about a month shooting with the Nikon Zf, I've really found this to be one of my favorite cameras of all time. It is super fun to shoot with. It produces amazing images. It's relatively affordable, so I really can't recommend it highly enough. It's a great camera, and I'm gonna be really sad to send it back to Nikon. This is fantastic. Yeah, great little camera. Check out my full review over on slashjigger.com. There'll be a link down in the description. And thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.